This episode of Inside High School Sports is brought to you by Vonglis Enterprises, LLC. Vonglis is a fully insured company that offers free estimates for every job. At Vonglis, they specialize in septic system installation and repairs along with waterline installation. Check them out on Facebook or call them at 585-471-4240.
All right, here with the Rumfolas, big parts of Livonia Avon lacrosse over the past many years. We got Coach Mark and Christian, a longtime key member for that program over the years. Can you take us through your trials and tribulations over a long career with the Livonia Avon lacrosse program? You had COVID that I think banged a year, then you came back in 2021, really hit the ground running, had a few years of success to close your career. Can you take us through what you experienced and maybe just how much you're going to miss leaving the program behind?
I think really the big thing for playing with the Lakers was that the camaraderie between like all the players, and especially when COVID just hit, was Coach Sierra's first year and obviously my dad's first year as assistant coach. So I think really it was really cool to get close with a lot of guys from Livonia, especially like for me, like I'm like one of the only Avon guys. We don't have many of them, but I thought that's just really the coolest part about that. And then we came together and we went obviously to back-to-back sectional games. And I think it was just such a cool atmosphere to see that and do it with a different group of guys, but with the same amount of guys, like the same people for most of it. So I think really just the people, a part of the community, was really just special.
Now, Mark, to have a chance to watch your son play from a different vantage point than a lot of parents get the chance to. You're there on the sidelines, you're coaching him in practice. How grateful were you for that opportunity, and what was the most enjoyable aspect of coaching your son over these past several years?
I don't think it's just an experience I'll never forget. And it kind of all came together in our last game that we lost in sectionals. And I hugged my son and I just said, thanks for being a great kid. Yes, Christian is a really amazing athlete, in my opinion, and I've just had an absolute blast being his coach and honestly being his dad. He's a great kid, and this has been a great opportunity. This interview, or any chance I talk to anybody, I get to sing the praises of my son, and what an amazing gift that is. And it's just truly been a blast for all these years, and through lacrosse and hockey as well. He's played hockey. It's been amazing. It's been fun, and it's I don't want to get too teary-eyed here, but it's coming to an end. But it's been a great ride.
Now, Christian, from your perspective, to have your father alongside throughout these many years, what's it been like for you, and what's it going to be like not having that sounding board at home and as well as on the sideline?
Yeah, it's been something special. Like he's obviously like my biggest supporter, but at the same time, he's my biggest critic, which I think, obviously he's had a good balance of it. There's times where I love him, and then there's times where I'm like, God, I wish he wasn't here. But it's gonna be different, definitely, for sure. Like it's crazy. It's like not everybody gets to go to practice or go to games and everything with your dad every day, and it's something I'll never forget for sure.
It's really a deep roster that's developed in Livonia Avon, and that's really been the key to success for the program over these past few years. As the program, you've really seen it ascend into great levels of success. How were you able to generate such a deep roster and a deep program of talent? And for a region that doesn't really boast a ton of lacrosse programs and a ton of lacrosse success, how was Livonia Avon able to come together and produce players like Christian, Jackson, and the other talented players that you guys have had over the years?
Well, I think with developing any program, it's got to start with the parents, to be 100% honest with you. When we first moved back to Avon, it was Livonia, and there really wasn't much going on at Avon. And now Avon's got a great youth program. It has to start at the youth program. And that that relies on the parents, right? So it makes it way easy for Coach Sierra and myself to coach these guys because they put in so much time and a lot of hard work. So it really makes it easy to coach these kids in the sense of they're really talented, but above and beyond that, like, I don't have to coach, but I truly enjoy coaching because it's just a great group of kids. And it's just a fantastic experience. And again, I think it's just two communities that are starting to kind of join together to develop a program to make it a strong lacrosse program. And the future looks bright. And again, it starts with the parents and their hard work and their time and energy.
And Christian, from your perspective, coming together with student athletes from another school, and a school that's not necessarily right next to yours, and a school that you're rivals with in other sports, what has that process been like? Have there been any stumbling blocks that you've had to get past, getting to know these other student athletes and meshing together with them? What's that process been like from your perspective as you play with the student athletes from Livonia during the spring season?
I think at the start of it, like back in like 5th to 6th grade, it was a little bit different because I think they were a little ahead of us in just the skill wise. So I think for them, it was probably a little bit weird because, there's guys that just aren't as good as them trying to join with them. But I think as we've grown older, I think it's really cool to be together with another school. Like when you see them at other events and stuff, and it's like, you're best buddies with them. And you're never going to like forget that. And it's cool that, if we're going to a football game, it's against Livonia. It's like, you like seeing them, but you're also, like you're cheering against them. So I think it's something that not a lot of schools get the experience. And it's really cool.
Now, Mark, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but to have everything come to a close here over the past few months and to watch your son's career come to an end and your time coaching him come to an end, what are some of the best moments that you two have spent together over the years? Looking back, if you could identify maybe 1, 2, 3 moments or maybe just some regular moments that you experienced throughout the course of the season that you really look back on and cherish alongside your son.
I think the best parts for me, obviously it's great to watch him play. It's great to coach him. I think it's just our conversations, whether it was going to travel lacrosse tournaments or travel hockey tournaments. I think I'm going to miss those times that we talk about, I don't know, different things. It could have been lacrosse. It could have been college lacrosse and who's doing well in college lacrosse or the PLL or just what he's doing personally. It's really just the conversations that I'm probably going to miss the most. It's, obviously it's great to watch him play and watch him develop from a kid from 3rd or 4th grade starting out in lacrosse to, graduating and having the success he's had. I think it's just the conversations that I'll miss the most.
Now, Christian, what has your dad done for you in terms of helping you improve your game? What do you think the biggest impact he's had on your game has been over the years?
I think that list is way too long. Way too long.
You sound like my father if I were to ask him that question.
We've got to cut this short. We can't keep it too long.
Obviously, he's helped me with everything. Like he was the guy who put the stick in my hands for the first time, and I think really just bringing me either out in the back just to shoot balls or just playing catch in the front yard, or even if we're driving over to like one of the Avon or Livonia turf just to shoot for a little bit. Like he's done everything for me, really.
What do you have planned for your future?
Just go to St. Bonaventure and see what happens, I guess.
What made you choose Bonaventure? What are you going to study? What are you thinking about? What are some things you're interested in?
I'm kind of undecided right now. I don't really know what I want to do yet, but it was just, I went on a couple college visits and it's just the school that I fell in love with. And it was just the one I was like, yeah, I wanted to go there.
Now, leaving Avon behind as a whole, you spent so much time in those hallways, on the courts, on the ice, on the field. What did growing up and playing within the Braves athletic program mean to you?
It meant everything, honestly. It's weird for me because I feel like I'm a Laker for all my sports, but it's cool though because I'm that kid who was the Laker. You know what I mean? So I think it's different, and I think obviously being a part of all the stuff that Avon offers was just. It's a great experience, and obviously I'm never going to forget that.
This episode of Inside High School Sports is brought to you by Vonglis Enterprises, LLC. Vonglis is a fully insured company that offers free estimates for every job. At Vonglis, they specialize in septic system installation and repairs along with water line installation. Check them out on Facebook or call them at 585-471-4240.